What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Gran Turismo 4 Let's Play. And quite frankly, a lot has obviously transpired since the last time I filmed an episode for this, which was last week. I'm filming these every other week or so, every week or something like that. And I do play this game a lot, so I was playing this throughout the week, and a lot has transpired. As you guys can obviously tell, I have a rally car now, and over 7 million credits, and we're closing in on day 400. So pretty much I'll go through kind of some things that changed. I have 51 cars now. So a lot of my people don't remember at the end of the last episode, I was like, I want to buy this Supra, and here is said car at 830 horsepower with nitrous. And this car was actually my bell cow for a lot of the higher performance races. The professional series, which I'm down to pretty much just the GT World Championships, and I am not running this car in it because I wound up running into some difficulty because it can't get traction on sports tires. I can't win very many of the professional series events because the car just can't hook. So I went up going through the Supercar Challenge. I managed to pull off a win at Seoul, but every other track after that, this car just could not hold it down anymore. So this car is really good for races and like test course because this thing has got an insanely high top speed. I measured it at 288 miles an hour to the top speed test, which I can verify here in a minute. I'll probably put a picture up on screen or something like that if I can remember to do that in editing. But this car can go about 288 miles per hour. So once it gets traction and once it gets set up and once I get the nitrous going, this car is a monster. But the problem is on shorter tracks, where it's constantly in first or second gear, on sports tires, it cannot hook to save its life. So I did wind up getting the Supra for those who wanted to know, because I kind of left that on a cliffhanger after my controller died during the filming of last episode. But I do, in fact, have that Supra. Now, a couple things have changed. Obviously, there's an M3 GTR race car here now. I've got an Opel Astra touring car that's got almost 1,000 miles, about 650 miles. So, getting close to 1,000 miles in a way. Which I've only put maybe about 5 miles of that on this car. I've driven this very little. Obviously, if you guys know Gran Turismo and know how to make money in this game, it's kind of obvious at this point what I've been doing because the Astra and the 7 million credits, they kind of correlate because I've been doing a lot of the DTM to kind of earn money in this game. I pretty much have a tradition. I do it once every time I play because I'm working towards getting the black cars, a couple of the black cars at least, when those roll around here soon, which is, I think, since I'm on day 400, I have 294 days to go. 295, technically. But yeah, that's why I have the Astra. And the 4GT, I wound up getting this to take on the rest of the Supercar Challenge because, again, the Supra just was not handling it very well. One thing I don't get, they let the Cadillac CN, the AI drive it, right? The AI drive the Cadillac CN sometimes in the Supercar Challenge, but they won't let you race your own Cadillac CN because I do happen to have one. And they wouldn't let me race it. So I was like, well, I guess the next best thing I have is the Supra. Because the Buick also is not considered a production car. So I was like, okay, I'll get the Supra out, no big deal. And then I entered Seoul the first time, and there's a CN in the race, and it just absolutely destroyed me. So I wound up going and getting the GT to kind of handle that. And of course, we've got the two of the older cars in the garage, the Legacy and the STI Wagon are still around. But outside of that, I've got the Buick Special now, which I did for the Classics race. I have the CN. I've got in the normal M3 GTR, which I won through the M races. I had an E46 M3 that I used for that. I wound up selling that car after I got this one. I've got a Mini Cooper S now, which I used for the Compact tournament, I believe. I've got Opel Speedster Turbo, which I got for the Opel Speedster races. I've got a couple other new cars that I bought just for the heck of it. I've got a Celica GT4, a Taurus Show, I've got an RX-7, and an Eclipse. This car, I'm going to do a video with later on. But this is meant to be kind of like my girlfriend's car. My girlfriend drives a 2017 Yaris IA. For those who don't know, the Vitz is the Yaris. Granted, the Yaris IA is a sedan. This is obviously a hatch, but this is the closest I could get to having her car in the game. So I got it and built it up a little bit. I am participating in the Vitz race stuff with this car, so we will eventually do more of that with this car here soon. 330i I got for the League A of the German little tournament they have, like for the 300 horsepower, 200 horsepower cars. I do love the E90s. I do wish they'd put the 335 in this game, but I don't know if the 335 was around when this car was new. I wonder if, I don't remember or not. I don't know BMW that well, so I would say maybe it's probably a little bit later than the 330i. But then we've got the Civic, a couple other cars that I've had in the past on the show, on the episodic series, and a lot of new cars. So we got the Delta, I've got the Rainstorm, I've got the Silverado. I don't remember if I had that in the video. I wound up selling the F-150 I did remember doing that, and a bunch of other cars that I might not work with outside of this car, which I may eventually do this Volvo. Yeah, I mean lots of cars now that are added to the fleet. So we're gonna go finish up the last of the dirt events in the special conditions. We only have like 1 or 2 left. For the easy difficulty, yeah, we have just the Yosemite Rally 2. I already started a little bit on the normal difficulty stuff. Went ahead and knocked out both the Umbria and the Capri Rally. So we still have all the other, dirt races, the Tsukuba Wet, stuff like that. I am looking forward to getting to do all these, though, because this is going to be kind of where I kill the most time in between now and getting the black cars. So I don't have... Why does the rally car not have dirt tires out of the box? So now I gotta go buy those. Let's see. Why did it not come with dirt tires? I thought it did. And they're not cheap either. Goodness gracious. So I'll go ahead and slap the dirt tires on the car. I'll go ahead and buy snow tires for it too. Might as well. But we will not equip them now. Let's see, is there anything else I can do for here? I already know I upgraded the turbo in this car. Looks like that's everything I can do. So eventually we are going to come back and do a lot of the one makes and stuff like that in the series. But let's go straight back to special condition now, and we'll go to the Yosemite Rally 2. This shouldn't be terribly bad, especially with a fully built rally car set up for this, because I was running the wagon on this when I was doing this, so I'm going to cut this real quick. I'm going to go tune this car up a little bit. I haven't actually driven this car before, so I've upgraded it and didn't do a lot to it, so I'm going to go deal with that real quick. Alright, I think we're ready now, so we've got a 91 Celica GT4 to go against the ST185 gen. Let's see how this goes. I don't expect to have too many problems because we're in a rally car. Still does not sound very good. I don't know what it is with this game. They cannot get the sounds right at all. Oh wow, that's nice. Look at me go. I haven't done the Cathedral Rock stuff in a while, the Yosemite rallies. So, I don't remember the tracks very well. Ooh, holy air. Okay. I might have a lot more trouble with this than I thought, and it's not even going to be because the Celica is necessarily fast. It's because I am apparently a really bad driver. Oh, should not have put it in the second. I need this thing to really get that steam rolling. Brakes. Alright, coming up on the back straight, I believe. Oh, air, once again. I get a little nervous when this car gets air because of how the penalty system in this game is. It's so aggressive. I'm surprised I didn't catch a penalty for that. Or that. So I'm kind of still learning the track for this one. Oh, the air. Okay, we're good there. I think with some tracks like Tahiti and Swiss Alps, I'm fine with getting air because I tend to know those two tracks very well because of how many times I played on them as a kid. The Yosemite stuff, I don't know all that well. So I'm still kind of figuring out the layouts and stuff like that. Okay. So this car does have a 100 shot of nitrous setup. That's one thing I did when I was tuning this car before the race. Was cranking up the nitrous a lot on this car. Which is kind of interesting because I don't think there are really any dirt tracks where I could really make too much use of it. Okay. Coming into that last turn here. Nitrous on, letting it rip. And there we go. That's a win right there. Nice little run. See how long it takes the Celica to finish. See how bad we beat it. I wasn't even paying attention to the track map. About 12 seconds. I guess that can be understandable if the horsepower deficit that the Celica had against this car. All right, so we're gonna move to race 2 now. Let's see if I can get a little bit better at this track now that I'm going for the second run here. Got a really wide turn there, but all seems to be good. Oh, holy slide. Okay, got her back. Okay, that was kind of interesting. That car went completely 90 degrees, but I guess all-wheel drive being all-wheel drive, it managed to pull itself back around, even at a 90-degree slide. Oh, that was bad. That was a pretty bad slide there. Man, again. This isn't going too well for me. This car is, when it gets sideways, it will spin the entirety of it out. That's for sure. Got a little spray going. Oh, this thing gets moving once you get the spray going. It's interesting how fast this car, like, how fast, like, when you're going on a dirt race like this, how fast it feels like you're going. Like, 80 miles an hour on dirt feels way faster than it does on you know, on tarmac. Like, I feel like I'm going 160 right now, and I was barely going 100, if even that. I gotta be careful with the slides on this car, because it gets wild, and it will easily hold you down. There we go. I gotta be cautious, but I can't be too cautious. Coming to the final turn. Spray. And across the line. So a little bit slower than last time around when we went forward around the track, but I'll take it. I think we did just fine. So this will be the last of the easy difficulty special condition stuff. So that's pretty awesome. So we're down that, which should hopefully open the door for us to actually get some cool stuff here. You know, finishing the easy difficulty is pretty nice. So see what we get. Let's see what car we win. The Hyundai HCD6. I do think I remember seeing these on the supercar runs, which is kind of odd because I was not expecting to see a Hyundai. But we do now have a HCD6. So I don't know a lot about those cars, so I'm going to go check it out in the garage and take a look at it. But that is all the easy difficulty stuff. I do know a certain Toyota race car is up for grabs in one of these races. Here, I believe it's this one. So I may have to bring out the Astra or something like that, or the M3 GTR race car to go after this, because I think a certain Toyota race car would go really well in the garage, even though once I get the black cars, I'm totally not going to use it. So now we're at day 402, so we are now within 292 days of getting those black cars in game. I'm a little bit concerned how long it'll take me to do that, but we'll figure it out. So where is the Hyundai? There it is. So 219. Why was this doing in the supercar challenge? What engine does this have? So there's a V6 2.7. Something tells me that is probably the engine out of the Tiburon GT. I really don't like the Tiburon GT. The Tiburon as itself isn't like a terribly ugly car. I just think that car had so much potential Hyundai could have used. If they really wanted to take on the 350Z early on, the Tiburon, they should have put a lot more development into it and made it better. But the car had a lot of potential, and Hyundai kind of squandered it. I mean, granted, they did make it up with a Veloster and the Genesis, but Man, the Tiburon was a bad car. But anyway, I think that wraps up this episode of the Gran Turismo Let's Play. We got through the final of the easy difficulty races, so I'd say that was a good time. I would say that's a success, and we're over 400 days now. I think next video we're gonna really push ourselves, and we're gonna go after the certain Toyota race car for that Costa di Amalfi run. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, we're gonna be skipping ahead because I've been kind of doing these all in order, but I just kind of want to see how my skills are, and I think it'll be quite the challenge. So all that said, hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Gran Turismo Let's Play. Be sure to stay subscribed for more episodes coming soon on this, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day, guys.